verse explains, or the first verse tells that Shri Gaurahari is like a moon who is rising over Nadia, and Nadia is compared to the mountain Udayagiri from where the sun rises. And because of Gaurang Mahaprabhu's avatar, the entire darkness of this Kali age has been dissipated, and all the three worlds have become jubilant. At that time, Sri Advaita Acharya, in his home in Shantipur, before his arrival, before Gaurang Mahaprabhu's arrival, he he had an inkling that some Mahan Avatar is coming. So he stood up at his home and began dancing. And seeing him, even Haridas Thakur, he also started roaring the Sankirtan and started dancing, and no one knew why they were dancing. And because it was the lunar eclipse, so Haridas Thakur and Advaita Acharya, they quickly went to the bank of Ganga and they took a bath. And under the pretext of eclipse, Advaita Acharya distributed abundant charity to Brahmanas by the strength of his mind. Thereafter, Haridas Thakur was struck with wonder because the entire universe was filled with joy. Through his gestures, he expressed to Advaita Acharya that there is a jubilance in my heart, and it appears that a special fortune is coming onto us. Thereafter, in the fifth verse, Acharya Ratna, who is Chandrasekhara, and Srivas Thakur, they also were very joyous at their hearts, and they also came to Ganga. They took bath in the waters, and they performed Hari Sankirtan, and they mentally distributed profuse amounts of charity to all the Brahmanas. In this way, the devotee sannyasis at various places, wherever they happened to be, they had an intuition that a great soul is coming. They didn't know it was the special avatar of Gaurang Mahaprabhu, and they were dancing in Sankirtan. Their hearts were completely overwhelmed. The Brahmanas, the gentlemen, and their wives all came with their plates filled with gifts and various presentations. And upon seeing the form of the newborn child, who was radiant like pure gold, they happily offered their blessings. So here, in the seventh verse, it is written, Jaino Kanchana Sona Dyuti Dekhe Balakera Murti. So Kanchana Sona, pure gold, and offered their blessing to the newborn child. Even Savitri, Gauri, Saraswati, Sachi, Rabha, Arundhati, and all the other demigoddesses, they assumed the form of various shapes of Brahmanas, and they filled their vessels with various kinds of food. And the newborn child. Hare Krishna, someone has their mics unmuted. Amaya, Amay? Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thereafter, uh, in the sky, here Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they were seeing that various demigods, Siddhas, Gandharvas, and Charanas, they were offering prayers, and they danced along with their musical instruments. In Navadeep as well, dancers, musicians, and other kinds of performers, they all came to Jagannath Mishra's house and they performed with great delight. Whoever was coming, whoever was going, who was dancing, who was singing, no one could understand who was coming to the house, who was going, who was coming, who was dancing, who was singing. Nor the people in the house could understand what anyone was saying, because everyone was filled with joy. All the sorrow and all the sufferings had melted away, and everyone became filled with joy. Seeing everything, Jagannath Mishra was completely overwhelmed with ecstasy. Then Acharya Ratna and Srivas Thakur came to Jagannath Mishra, because Jagannath Mishra was like overwhelmed. He was stunned. So they came to Jagannath Mishra and carefully helped him. They advised him to perform the birth rituals. So it is here, it is written over here, Karailo Jatakarma. Thereafter, Jagannath Mishra distributed many types of charity. This is in the 11th verse. Now, in this bhajan, it is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela. So here we get to know the real karma, or the real duties as a grahastha. So as a grahastha, how one should behave, one should perform, we can clearly see by the example of Jagannath Mishra, where he distributed many kinds of charity based on the advice he received from Acharya Ratna, that is Chandrasekhara, and Srivas Thakur. Whatever gifts Jagannath Mishra had received. So many people came to see the newborn baby of Gaurang Mahaprabhu. So whatever gifts he received and whatever he had in his house, he distributed everything to Brahmanas. He also honored all the dancers, singers, and all the poor people who had come by donating whatever he had. The chaste wife of Srivas Thakur, who is Malini, accompanied by the wife of Chandrasekhara, worshipped the baby with vermilion, turmeric, oil, puffed rice, that is khoi, kola, bananas, and other kinds of great fruits. The wife of Advait Acharya, the noble woman known as Sita Thakurani, went to see the crest jewel of the children at the behest of Acharya Ratna with various kinds of gifts. So here, this is the place where we stopped last, like yesterday. So the verse said, Advaita Acharya Bharya Jagat Pujita Arya Nama Tara Sita Thakurani आचार्येर आज्ञा पाया गेला उपहार लोया देखिते बालक शिरोमणी सुबर्णेरे कडी बौली रजत मुद्रा पाशुली सुबर्णेर अंगद कंकणा दुबाहु ते दिव्य शंख रजतेर मलबंक स्वर्ण मुद्रार नाना हार गण व्याघ्र नख हेम जडी कटिपट्ट सूत्र दोरी हस्तपदेर जतो आभरण चित्रवर्ण पट्ट साडी बुनी फोतो पट्ट पाडी स्वर्ण रौप्य मुद्रा बहुधन दुर्बाधान्य गोरोचन हरिद्रा कुंकुम चंदन मंगल द्रव्य पात्र भोरिया वस्त्र गुप्त दोला चाडी संगे लोया दाशी चेडी वस्त्रालंकार पेटारी भोरिया भक्ष्य भोज्य उपहार संगे लोया बहुभार सची गृहे होईल उपनीता देखिया बालक ठाम साक्षात गोकुल कान वर्ण मात्र देखी विपरीता स्वर्ग अंग सुनिर्माण सुवर्ण प्रतिमा भान सर्व अंग सुलक्षण माया बालकेर दिव्य ज्योति देखी पाइलो बहु प्रीति वात्सल्ये ते द्रविलो हृदय दुर्बाधान्य दिलो शीर्षे कोइलो बहु आशीषे चिरजीवी हाओ दुई भाई डाकिनी शांखिनी होइते शंका उपजिलो चिते डरे नाम थुइलो निमाई पुत्र माता स्नानो दिने दिलो वस्त्र विभूषणे पुत्र सह मिश्रेरे सम्मानी सची मिश्रेर पूजा लइया मने ते हरीश होइया घरे आइला सा सीता ठाकुरानी ऐछे सची जगन्नाथ पुत्र पाइया लक्ष्मीनाथ पूर्ण होइलो सकल वंचित धन धान्य भरे घर लोकमान्य कले बर दिने दिने हय आनंदिता मिश्र वैष्णव शांत अलंपट शुद्ध दांत धन भोगे नाही अभिमान पुत्रेर प्रभावे जतो धन आशी मिले ततो विष्णु प्रीते द्विजे देन दाना लग्न गणी हर्षमती नीलांबर चक्रवर्ती गुप्ते किछु कहिलो मिश्रे रे महापुरुषेर चिन्ह लग्ने अंग भिन्न भिन्न देखी एई तारी बे संसारे ऐचे प्रभु स्वची गरे कृपाय कोइलो अवतारे जे इही हा करो वे श्रवणा गौर प्रभु दयामय तारे हय न सदय से ही पाय ताहार चरण पाहिया मनुष्य जन्म जेना सुने गौर गुण हेनो जन्म तारा व्यर्थ होइलो पाया अमृत धुनी पिए बिस गर्त पाणी जनमिया से के न नाही मैलो श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद आचार्य अद्वैत चंद्र स्वरूप रूप रघुनाथ दास इहा सबार श्री चरण शिरे वंदी निज धन जन्म लीला गाइलो कृष्णदास जन्म लीला गाइलो कृष्णदास जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय. So I'll just quickly read the meaning of the rest of the verses. So the last verse that we saw is that Sita Thakurani, on the behest of Acharya Ratna, Advaita Acharya, she came and visited the newborn Gauranga. So she, along with her, she got a golden belt, silver toe rings, gold armlets, bracelets, sacred conch shell bangles for both the hands, silver anklets, and necklaces made of gold coins. She also got tiger nails set in gold, Vyaghra Nakka Hema Jadi, a silken waist belt, Katti Patta Sutra Dori, every kind of ornament for the hands and feet, multicolored silken saris, so Chitra Varna Patta Shadi, a small woven sleeveless jacket for the baby, Buni Photo Patta Padi, silken shawls, and gold and silver coins and many other riches for the newborn child as a gift. She also got a container filled with durba, fresh grass, dhanya, the new grown paddy, gorochana, turmeric, kumkum, chandan, and other auspicious items, as well as a large basket filled with garments, ornaments, and she came in a palanquin covered with a cloth and was accompanied by her maid servants and attendants. She arrived at the house of Sachi Devi, bringing with her a large load of snacks, bhakshya, bhojya, treats, and other edible items and gifts, upahara. Upon seeing the form of the child, she understood that except for a difference in the color, he was directly Krishna of Gokula himself. Dekhiya Balaka Thama. Balaka Thama is the child's form. Dekhiya Balaka Thama. Sakshat Gokula Kana. So he was the Kanu or the Kana of Gokula. Barna Matra Dekhi Biparita. The only difference was the Barna, that is the color. Sarva Anga Sunirmana. So all of his limbs were beautifully formed, glowing with the golden effulgence, and they displayed auspicious signs. Seeing the divine effulgence of the child, Sita Thakurani and the other ladies accompanying her became enamored, though they were completely awestruck, and their hearts melted with motherly love. They gave many blessings to the newborn child and his brother Vishwarupa, Chirajibi Hao Dui Bhai, by placing fresh grass and paddy on their heads and saying that may the two brothers live long. And in the same verse it is written, the motherly love, even though they knew that it is Gokula Kana, the motherly love, it trumped over the respect for the Lord, and they started blessing the child that no ghosts can come and harm them. So the verse says, Dakini Shankini Hoite Shankha Upajilo Chite Dare Namat Thu Ilo Nimai. So to ward off all the fears of ghosts and witches, because it was the eclipse, she gave the name Nimai because he was born under the neem tree. So on the day the mother and the son bathed and left for the maternity house, Sita Thakurani honored both the Mishras and their sons by giving them various kinds of garments and garments and ornaments. Then, having received the respect of both Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra, and feeling very joyful at the heart, Sita Thakurani went back to her house. In this way, Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra, having obtained the husband of goddess of fortune as their son, had all their desires fulfilled. Putra Paya Lakshmi Natha. Seeing their home full of riches, grains, and graced by the venerable form of the sun, their delight grew each passing day. Dine dine hoyo anandita. Now, the qualities of Jagannath Mishra are explained in verse 23. Mishra Vaishnava Shanta Alampata Shuddha Danta. Alampata is regulated, Shuddha is pure, Danta, that is controlled. So Jagannath Mishra was an ideal Vaishnava. We have to aspire to get the qualities of Jagannath Mishra. He was peaceful, he was regulated, he was pure, and he was composed. Dhana bhoge nahi abhimana. He was not inclined to indulge in material opulences. Even though he got the entire Lakshmi Pati as his son, he was not inclined to indulge in any material opulence. Whatever wealth he received because of the birth of his darling child, he distributed it as charity to Brahmanas for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. Putrera prabhave jato dhana asi mile tato Vishnu prite dvije dena dana. Lagni Gani Harshamati Nilambara Chakravarti. After making the astrological calculations, Nilambara Chakravarti became very pleased. Gupte Kichu Kahilo Mishrere. So he called Jagannath Mishra to one corner and he quietly in private spoke to Jagannath Mishra. Mahapurushera Chinha, your son has got a body and his chart says that he has got all the signs of great personality. Lagne Ange Bhinna Bhinna. He has got various kinds of signs all over his body. Dekhi ei taribe samsara. I can see that he will deliver the material universe. And we saw this yesterday in Mataji's class. She said that when Nilambar Chakrabarti saw the Ajanulambita form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he explained this to Jagannath Mishra. And actually, all the divine and auspicious signs, they had come to get themselves, to bless themselves by placing themselves onto the body of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So in this way, the Lord mercifully made his advent in the house of Sachi Devi. The most compassionate Shri Gaurahari shall bestow his mercy on that person who hears this narration. This is Falashruti. That person shall then attain Shri Gaurahari's lotus feet. The birth of one who has attained a human form but does not hear the glories of Gaurahari is utterly useless. Despite having attained a river of nectar, he drinks water from a poisonous pit. Paya Amrita Dhuni, Piye Bisha Garta Pani. Why didn't he simply die at the birth? Janamiya se kene nahi moilo. So here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that even though we have got a human form, those who have got a human form and not hearing the glories of Sri Gaurahari is basically like committing suicide. So instead of drinking the nectar from the river, they are drinking the poison of this material universe from a poisonous pit. In the last line, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is placing his obeisances onto the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Acharya Advaita Chandra, Swarup Damodar, Rupa Raghunatha, and Raghunathas Goswami, and he is regarding them as his own wealth. And here he has described the Advent pastime of Sri Gaura Sundara. Hare Krishna.
So I was to take the same Leela of how Sita Thakurani goes to Sachimata's house. They come to know that a wonderful child has appeared, and it is Sita Thakurani who gives the name Nimai. It so happens already 8 girls were lost. They died after they took birth. So now here Sachimata, Jagannath Mishra, they were always worried and they wanted the child to be, but they lost the children. So many children were lost. So then they prayed to Lord. So Vishwarup was first born, that is the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born 1486 AD. So now we'll do 14th chapter, where in the previous chapter, 13th chapter, we saw the advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he has appeared in the as the son of Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra. It is that Jagannath Mishra says, from my heart, I can see that Lord has been transferred in your heart. Lord appeared in both the hearts. And in this way, they could feel that effulgence. Now, the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been described in the 13th chapter of Adi Leela Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now some wonderful pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been described in the 14th chapter. Vande Chaitanya Krishnasya Balalilam Manoharam Laukikam Api Tamishah Cheshtayah Vaitantaram. So I offer obeisances to the childhood pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am offering obeisances to whom? The childhood pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. And though they may seem to be like a pastime of an ordinary child, we should understand that they are the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said when Lord appears, Lord sends his Parshadas. So Nanda Baba, Yashoda, they all appeared as Sachimata, Jagannath Mishra, and then he sends his brother Balaram. They all appear in the Radha Desh. So in this way, all his Parshadas also appear. Now here, one of the childhood pastime is Lord turning upside down while lying on the bed. At that time, the Lord showed the marks of his lotus feet. And the child turns, ulta hota, forward badalte. So when the Lord turns at that time, the parents could see, oh, such a beautiful mark of the lotus feet of Lord. It is said when Lord used to try to walk at that time, his small footprints used to be very clearly visible. And in that footprints, all wonderful lakshanas, like flag, thunderbolt, conch shell, disc, fish, whatever the lakshanas are there of Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna himself is born. He is none other than Lord Krishna. So when they saw these pastimes, they saw these footprints, they were struck with wonder and they could not understand how these footprints are there in their house. First, they could not understand that it is child who has all these footprints. And then Jagannath Mishra said, certainly, our child is with Shaligram Shila. And that is why, taking his childhood form, Lord himself is playing in this room. Then in this way, when Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra were talking to each other, child woke up. Nimai woke up and began to cry. Sachimata took him on her lap and allowed him to suck her breast. At that time again, Sachimata says, Stana piyaite putrera charana dekina, se chinna paye deki mishre badaila. Bolaila. When she saw the footprint, the marks on the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she immediately called Jagannath Mishra. Dekhiya Mishreera Haila Ananditamati, Gupte Bolaila Nilambar Chakravarti. So now here, even Jagannath Mishra saw the marks on the child's lotus feet. Immediately he called Nilambar Chakravarti. Who is Nilambar Chakravarti? The father of Sachimata, Nilambar Chakravarti. Gupta means Chap, privately called. So Chinna Dekhi Chakravarti bole na hasiya lagna गणी पूर्वे आम्ही राखी याची लिखिया. So when Nilambar Chakravarti saw those marks, he said, I had already done the astrological calculation. I have written everything in right. I have written everything. There are 32 bodily marks on the in the features. 32 bodily marks. That means he's a great personality. And I'm also seeing those marks on the body of this child. But Krishna, Lakshana, Mahapurusha, Bhushana, ye Shishu Ange Dekhi say Sabad Lakshana. If somebody has to be a Mahapurusha, then he should have 32 Lakshana. And same 32 Lakshanas I can see in this child. So what are the 32 Lakshanas? 5 of his bodily parts are large, 5 fine, 7 reddish, 6 raised, 3 small, 3 broad, 3 grave. So in this way, the description has been given that 5 large parts, notes should be large, arms should be long, chin should be large, eyes should be large, knees should be large. So this child has it. The 5 fine parts, skin should be fine, fingertips should be fine, teeth should be fine, hair should be fine, hairs on the body also, hairs on the head also. Now 7 reddish parts, eyes are reddish, soles are reddish, palms are reddish, palate is reddish, nails are reddish, upper and lower lips are reddish. Now 6 raised parts, chest should be raised, shoulders should be raised, nails should be raised, nose should be raised, waist should be raised, mouth should be raised. 3 small parts, neck, thighs, male organs should be small. 3 broad parts, waist, forehead, chest. 3 grave parts, navel, voice, existence. Altogether, 32 symptoms are there for a great personality, and this child has it. So the baby has all the symptoms of Lord Narayana on his palms and soles. This baby is Sarvaloke Karibe Charana. This baby is going to deliver the whole world. This child is preach Gita Karibe Vaishnava Dharme Vichara. Ya Haite Have Dui Kulera Nishara. This child preach the Vaishnava cult and deliver both his maternal and paternal families. Then Mahotsava Karo, have a celebration. Saba bola Brahmana, all the Brahmanas. Aji dina bhalak kariba namakarana. So today we will give name to this child. So today is actually the naming ceremony of child. So here call all the Brahmanas. Today is very auspicious day. Sarva lokera karibe ihana dharana poshana vishwambara nama ihara yeita karan. So in the future, this child will protect and maintain all the world. For this reason, he is called Vishwambhar. So the first name given to the child is Vishwambhar. Though Sita Thakurani visited and gave the child the name Nimai, but the formal name is given by Nilambar Chakravarti, and his name is Vishwambhar. So it is said, when both mother and son comes out of the maternity room, after that all this Leela happens. So it is not exactly on this day, but any other celebration of Jagannath Mishra festival is there. So naturally all these pastimes has to be discussed, because these all pastimes happens in the house of Jagannath Mishra. So Nilambar Chakravarti gives the name Vishwambhar. So after hearing Nilambar Chakravarti's prediction, Sachimata, Jagannath Mishra, they observed the name giving ceremony with great joy. They invited all the Brahmanas and their wives. Now this child started crawling. Now the child has grown up, little 3-month baby, started crawling. At that time, he used to see wonderful things. And it is to say that He used to make all the ladies chant holy name of Hare Krishna. He used to start crying, and to pacify him, everybody used to chant Hare Krishna. The moment they used to stop, again he used to start crying. So whole day in their house, what is to happen? Everybody chanting the holy name of Lord. Now he's a little more grown up. He has started walking. Then he mixed with other children. He started sporting. He enjoyed the sports with other children. So in this way, Sachimata once brought some fused rice and sweets to the child and told him to sit and eat. And what this child did, instead of eating that, he started eating the mud. And Sachimata came running, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you eating this?" She snatched from the hand of the Lord. And she asked, "Why are you eating mud?" He said, "Why are you angry? Already you have given me dirt to eat. That means everything comes from the mud only. What is my fault? This is dirt, that is dirt. This sweet is also dirt, that is also dirt. What is the difference in them?" Now see, he's such a small boy. And intentionally he does this pastime so that he wants Sachimata to speak. Because according to Mayavad, everything is Brahman. Now, when everything is same, then what is the difference between sweet or poha or you can say fused rice or dirt? So then, actually, the child was speaking intentionally Mayavad philosophy. Mother Sati said, "Who taught this philosophy to you? Huh? How is the justification of dirt given by giving this philosophy?" Sachimata says, "Oh, my dear boy, if we eat earth transformed into grain, our body is nourished and it becomes strong. But on the contrary, if you eat dirt, the body will become diseased. Dust is destroyed." And how is the water pot? It is also the transformation of dirt. So because the transformation of the dirt is into water pot, I can bring the pot very easily. But if I pour water on the earth, it just soaks. So my labor is wasted. That means though everything is Brahman, but there is difference in Brahman. Jada Brahman, Jiva Brahman, Para Brahman. So the Lord told to mother, "Oh, you are so self-realized. You have taught me this very nicely with a practical example. Now I can understand this philosophy, this most important philosophy, this Vaishnava philosophy. Then whenever I am hungry, I'll come and suck your breast and drink your breast milk." In this way, Sachimata, when she gave intentionally, Lord wanted Sachimata to speak the right philosophy. Now he's so happy with Sachimata. He jumps and sits on her lap and sucks the breast. So in this way, today is the most important day. Today's day is Jagannath Mishra festival, where Lord Chaitanya performed many pastimes. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu catches hold of a snake, and all are afraid. And to the astonishment, they see the snake keeps the hoods on the head of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And people could see that Adishesha is appeared. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Karuna Avatar, he is the personification of compassion. He has appeared to deliver the conditioned souls like us. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. So chant nicely, make wonderful items for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very dearest recipe is supto. He loves supto so much. It's a mixed vegetable, but made in a Bengali style. There's so many mixed vegetables. In South, it is avial. In Maharashtra also they make. But in Bengal, they make supto. So today, if you don't know how to make supto, I'll be sending the recipe of supto in the group. Try to make it. Somehow you'll be successful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will personally come and teach. Hare Krishna. Stop here.